Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, wherever you are in the world. I hope you enjoy coziness and family time. Doesn't really matter how is the weather in your area. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for joining us for a mid-flow session with Yaron Golan. Today, we will investigate and explore presence and mindfulness, and also experience a beautiful process to summarize this year. I highly invite you to open up your cameras and to close the microphone so we will not have any background noises. Before we start, let's do a short poll because we want to get to know you better. So just click quickly with no overthinking. Who is in the house? Are you a tribe member? You bought our tools, you're using our tools, you have been in our academy, or you are new, but no doubt will stay with us. So quickly just reply. We are already with 55%, 60%. Most of us here are tribe members, so thank you for joining us again. Let's take like 30 seconds. Great. A bit more. Good. Nice. Okay, so we are 75% tribe members and 25% new but plan to stay. So thank you for being with us today. As you see, the session is recorded. Afterwards, we will share the recording on our new YouTube channel and also on our tribe space. So I highly invite you to enjoy it. Thank you, Yaron. The stage is yours. Enjoy.
Thank you, Mayanush, and thank you, Marek, for helping me and supporting me always. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. It's a special moment in time, just before Christmas, just before New Year. You can feel the magic in the air, and it's also Hanukkah. Here in Israel and all around the world, we are celebrating also Hanukkah. December and Hanukkah period for the Jewish, it's a very significant month. It's a month of light, a month of miracles. This is what it represents, and I'm bringing this light and miracles also to our session today, and maybe I'll tell you more about it later. So it's a very special moment in time where everything is possible, when the skies are open and magic is all around, and we will leverage our session today as a part of it. So really to enjoy this special timing. And the process today, it's going to be about one of our amazing tools, our newest tool that calls Flow. I will tell you all about it later. It's an unbelievable, powerful, and deep tool, very gentle yet. So the process today is going to be with the Flow tool, and it's going to be about our new year resolution. It's the perfect timing to take a time out, to pause, to reflect what we had, what we want to have. So this is what we are going to do. So first of all, it's great to see tribe members, familiar faces. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Yay. And for the new ones, welcome to the Points of View Tribe. It's Points of View Tribe. It's much more than the tools or the workshop. It's a way of life. It's a global community of people with open hearts who are spreading goodness all around and sharing the same purpose, the same values, the same language. Even though each and every one of us from a different part around the world, we are exactly the same, and this is the magic. So welcome for all the new ones. Okay, so we have two objectives for today. The first one, and our usual one, and I think the most important one, is to really take a time out, to slow down, to take the opportunity in the next hour and a half, just to be present, to be with yourself, to feel whatever is coming, and to breathe, and just to be. I don't think it's something we get to do a lot. I think all the time we are very mission-oriented, and we have so many roles that we have to take care of and responsibilities. So if I can wish you to take anything in the next 1 hour and a half. It's not an insight. It's not a New Year resolution. It's really to relax and to rest. So you're invited just to, let go, nothing to do in the next hour and a half. So this is the first one. And the second one, it's really to get familiar with an amazing reflection tool for mindfulness, for presence, that really helps us to connect to our emotions, to our being, and is a powerful tool to map the here and now that we have in our lives. So you will have a chance really to get familiar, or at least get a very small taste of this tool. Okay, Marek, you can go to the next. So just for those of you who are new to Points of View, briefly, in Points of View, we are a global company, a global movement. We are opening hearts, we are breaking patterns, and we are creating a very unique sense of belonging. Again, people from all over the world, it's a diversity in action. So this is what we do. And we have different kind of tools that are based on images and metaphors, physical tools. We have some online tools as well. One of them we are going to use today. We have different kind of workshops, from online workshop of 2 hours to 5 days, 7 days, retreats face-to-face in beautiful resorts around the world. And we have certification programs for professionals who want to become certified in using our tools, our method, and paying it forward locally. So this is who we are in general. And in the essence of what we do in Points of View, and this is what we do today, it's two things. One, it's to expand our point of view, to be able to look at things from different directions, different angles, things about ourselves, about our life. Once we are looking at things and we are expanding our point of view, we are actually expanding our choice possibilities, our options to choose. We have more opportunities that sometimes are hidden. So this is what we get while we are expanding our point of view, and this is what we do through using our tools, our method in our workshop, and also we'll do it a little bit today. And the second thing is, I think it's one of the most special things about Points of View, it really encourages us to bring our own and authentic and unique point of view, and to be who we are with no judgment, with no expectation, and to take the stage as we are perfect, and to do some kind of an inner research with ourselves regarding our own and unique point of view. And a question I'm going to ask you now, and I'm inviting you to echo during the whole process, especially towards the new year that is just about to begin. Does the things that I wake up every morning, the things that I do, that I take for granted, that I have an exclamation mark, and this is who I am, this is what I like to do, this is what I'm going to do, are those things really aligned with who I am? And maybe they are aligned with my husband or wife expectation, or my mother and father, or my society. Maybe it's even aligned not with who I am today, with who I am, who I was last year, a few years ago, and it's not relevant to me anymore. So this is a part of the process. In Points of View, it's a journey of an inner research. So let's start. Usually before we start anything in Points of View, the first stage of our method is to take a time out, to do a pause. The way that we are doing it in Points of View style, we are going to put a very nice piece of music. I think it's going to be unexpected for you. So not necessarily it's going to be like, water sound. It's going to be a little bit different. And the purpose, it's really to connect to ourselves, to connect to our body, to connect to our emotions, feelings, to connect to our thoughts. And this is what I'm inviting you to do. You're going to have a 3 minutes pause. Just sit back, make sure that nobody is going to disturb you, close the door, sit comfortable, if it's possible with your body open, so you're going to receive whatever is going to come. Just take 3 minutes, time out with your eyes closed, let the music take you away. Just know this, which emotions and feelings and sensations are coming through your body while you are listening to the music. Freestyle, don't need to do anything. And in 3 minutes, we are going to come back and we are going to move forward with the process. So see you in a few minutes. Close your eyes, sit comfortable, and enjoy the pause.
Well, look at that. Hello. Well, look at that. 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 And your heart will light like a fire. Well, look at that. Flow with the music, flow with the sound, and your heart will light like a fire. Flow with the music, flow with the sound, and your heart will light like a fire.
Okay, thank you. I think I told you it's going to be a different sound, I think, than you expected. And I hope you let your body react to the sounds. So let's start. I would like to start, first of all, with giving you some more information about flow. Very briefly, again, I'm not going to go into the depth, just to give you an overview, and then let's start and play. So first of all, again, flow, it's our tool that is all about mindfulness. It's all about presence. It's all about emotions. It's something that came to us in just in the beginning of the COVID-19, in the lockdown, where the whole world was in a transition period. All the cards were reshuffled. Everybody suddenly were didn't know what to do. We didn't even know. In the beginning, we thought it's the end of the world. And after a few weeks, few months, we understand, okay, it's not the end of the world, but probably it's an end of some kind of a period. And this time in between, this confusion, we understood that we want to create a tool that will help us to talk about this in-between time, to be able really to reconnect to our being, to our presence, to just contain whatever comes. I think that was a part of our challenge back then, I think for many other people as well. The shift that the corona brought, for some of us, we experienced it as a very graceful change, but also it brought lots of noise and uncertainty. And just a second, and uncertainties, and we understood that we want to do something with it, that this is the best things to work with. It's usually content and emotions that we don't really give space for. We try to suppress them, we try to put them aside, and we said, no, this is the time to bring those in-between challenging emotions and maybe insightful observations to the surface. And this is how Flow was born. It was something that, by the way, was based on a tool that we had in the past that used to be called Refresh. We had three kind of refresh versions. So some of the Flow cards are based on the tool that we used to have, Refresh. We don't have it anymore. And just to say that something very beautiful that happens, that this tool, when we started to prepare it for to launch, we decided that it's not going to be made only by the development team. We were also inviting other people from the HQ here to bring their stories and their quotes and questions and to be a part of the development process. So I think this is something very unique. That was the beginning of doing a different kind of co-creation in creating a new tool. So one of the added values, a few of the added values that you can get with the Flow, it's really to connect and to experience mindfulness and the present. This is one of the things. It really helps us to find balance through the conversations, through the cards, through the visuals, and to identify our strength and to help us build a resilience. Because when we are sharing and connecting also to the challenging parts and to the parts that are not so comfortable to talk about, when we are doing it, it's in the end bringing us more strength and ability to face and to deal with them. So again, this is in general. I don't want to go into all the details. The tool Flow has 65 cards. The 65 cards are similar to the coaching game in the sense that they are coming together, a photograph and a title. The biggest added value, if you can go back here, Marek, of cards that comes with a photo, an image, and a title together, that they are activating both parts of the brain at the same time, our right brain and left brain. Our right brain is triggered by the image, and our left brain is triggered by the title. So usually in the first 2-3 seconds, there is a dissonance and there is no understanding. And then suddenly a connection, a new connection between right and left hemispheres is created. And this is where the magic are, and different kind of topics, different kind of themes that we chose that again, are more oriented, feelings, presence, being. So we have 65 cards. Besides the 65 cards, we have 12 layout cards. In the Flow tool, different than, for example, the coaching game, we do have 4 recommended layout charts. Our layout chart, it's a kind of a board game where you can visually do a process with yourself or with your clients or with your family member. So we do have in the book 4 structured layout charts, but here we did something new. We didn't create a fixed layout chart that will force you to use it only this way. We created the layout chart by 12 different questions that can be mix and match. So yes, you can use our 4 recommended layout chart that comes with the tool, but you can mix and match and create endless new layout chart. And you have also empty 4 cards, which you can come up with your own questions. So this is something really significant, the creativity that it allows. So we have this, and then we have 4 empty cards for you to write down your issue that you want to observe or your client's issue that you are working on. Once you are writing it down, it helps you or your clients to be very focused, very clear. It's in front of your eyes. And Marek, if you will move to the next photo, and then you can create some kind of a visual mapping, a visual process. When we are doing it with clients, one-on-one or in groups, it really helps people to, once they see it, visualize, to go deeper. And it's also used as an anchor that we can wander around to different observations, but there is always an image or a title or a question to come back to, and it's grounding us and making the process in the end much more productive and bringing results. So they have this as well. Marek, do we have anything else? What is the photo that you have next? Surprise me. Thank you for the surprise. So we have also on each of the cards, there is a page number and there is a book that comes with the flow game. And in the book, on each of the cards, we have 360 point of views from beautiful stories that will give you each of the cards from a different perspective. Some quotes that sometimes even contradict each other, just to really create some kind of an inner or outer conversation, some questions, and so on. And again, the main difference between flow tool to the coaching game, for example, coaching game is more oriented coaching, doing, moving forward, and flow, it's more oriented of mindfulness, of just being, of accepting, no need to change anything, just to observe, just to be, just to accept. And this is something very different in the way and the dynamic and the energy that we as professionals, as coaches, as facilitators, bring to our practice, to our session. So again, this is very briefly. I will give later time to ask questions. So you are most welcome to keep your questions for later on. Marek, anything else? Surprise me again? No. Okay. So again, this is very briefly about flow. And I think the best way to learn about it is to experience it. So I'll tell you what we are going to do. We are going to do a process which is a part of a recommended layout chart that comes with flow. It's called Finally. And in a minute, Mark is going to share the screen so all of you can see the process. And we are going to take the time, you are going to take the time to really reflect on the year that you had. And I'm inviting you to start and do it already while I'm speaking. Try to really think about what were the highlights of this year that you had. What were also the low lights? What were the parts that really didn't work out for you? Again, it can be something that happened. It can be something that didn't happen. It can be something about you, about your life partner, relationship, whatever you want. And Marek, if you can share the screen, I will show you the process. Then I'm going to give you time to do the process yourself, and then I will tell you what's next. So we have 3 questions in this process. The first one, it's what do I take with me? And again, our whole focus of the process, it's 22, the year that we are just about to conclude. And the third question will look about 2023, the year that we want to put our intention towards. So the first card that you're going to choose is going to represent what do you take with you from 2022. And I'm inviting you, before you start, like Marek did, do a shuffle. There is an icon of shuffle, just shuffle the card and pick your card. And when you're picking up the card, I'm inviting you again to your initiate reaction, your spontaneous reaction, when the card just flips, to see what is the trigger and the impact that the card has on you. And once you are flipping the card, start to make the connection between the year that you had, the things that happened to you, and what is your real takeaway from this year. Marek, can you choose a card for me? Okay, great. So when you're looking at the card, and I'm going to guide you through afterwards, play with the image, play with the title. Maybe in the beginning, you will not have an immediate connection between the question and your card. Play with it, be patient with it. If you are not satisfied with your card, if you don't like it, if you want to change it, you can always reshuffle and choose another card. But from experience, don't give up your card very quickly. Even if you don't like it, stay with it. Maybe when you will choose some other cards, and then it will make sense. You are going to get the link in a moment. We are just explaining you the process, and then you are going to get the link. Then the second card is going to represent, and again, you are going to reshuffle, and it's going to represent what do you want to leave behind? What you don't want to take with you anymore for 2023? What is the time to let go of, to say goodbye, thank you very much, no more? So the same thing, you're going to pick up a card and you're going to do the connection between your card, image, title, and question. For those of you who are waiting for the link, hold on. You will get the link in a few more minutes. I'm just giving you the instruction. And then you are going to continue to the third card. The third card is going to be, what do you invite into your journey in 2023? And again, you have a chance really to be precise about your intention, about what you really want to bring into your life, and play with the card. Sometimes the card will be exactly what you want to invite, and sometimes it will represent the opposite of what you want to invite. So play with it. Don't take the cards as they are. They are metaphor for you to start and play with and to connect and talk with yourself. So I'm going to give you, in a minute, we are going to send you the link. I'm going to give you like 3-4 minutes to do the process with yourself. Please take the time. If you have the physical game, you can play with the physical tool. You don't necessarily have to play online, but take 4 or 5 minutes, choose your cards, make the connection, write some notes for you, and then I will tell you what we are going to do next. So Marek, you can stop the screen sharing. Please send the link to everybody. So everyone take 4-5 minutes, take your time. But my suggestion starts with reflecting on the year that you had. Again, have in mind, what were your high moments, high situations that happened to you in 2022? What are the challenging situations that happened to you? Just it's a few minutes to remember and to bring things to the surface. Again, maybe things happened to us, and because they were challenging, we throw them aside and we never came back to them. Maybe now it's the time to get in touch with some different parts that need our attention in order to be clean towards the new year. So take 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and we are going to continue. And be brave with yourself, be with integrity. Again, you don't have to share anything, you don't have to tell us anything, but with yourself, be honest. Look to yourself in the eyes. Even if you have something to say to yourself that it's not so easy to hear, say it. It's better for us to say it and to deal with it than to let it be in the subtext all the time. 3 more minutes and we are going to continue. And I'm inviting you, while you are writing and being with yourself, to ask yourself also which is the most powerful card for you from those 3 cards. Which is the card that really resonates with you the most, that really speaks to you the most, and why? What about this specific card that really resonates? What is the message of this card for you? And if you just look at the image, what is the most significant detail in the image for you, in this card, the punctum? And if you can have a chance to change anything in the image, to add something or to hide something, what will you do? And why? If you can change the colors, you can change an object, what will you do and why? And again, what is the story behind the image? If you need to imagine what else is there around your image, what will you see? Are there more people around? What are they doing? And again, how does it connect to 2022 or 2023? And 2 questions about your title. One, what is the opposite of your title? And what happens if you will add the word no or an to your title? How will it still relate or not to what you are taking away from 2022? What do you want to leave behind or invite? Okay, so I'll tell you what we are going to do. We are going to do something different today than we are doing or we did in the last sessions. Today, I'm going to invite one of you to share with us, to do this process of New Year resolution together with us as a group. And this person who is going to take the stage, you are going to have the opportunity to share with us your takeaway from 2022. And again, you can share about anything that you want. It's up to you completely, but I'm inviting someone who will give us the opportunity to see you and also to be for you. Because when you will share with us, maybe I will have some observations to share with you about your photo, about your card. Maybe participants will have a chance also to give you something. So it's a big privilege to have a chance to share with everyone. Yes, it might be a little bit not comfortable, I know. But again, there are many tribe members here that I think are up to the mission. And more than anything else, it's an opportunity for you to take advantage of the tribe, to feel belong, and to give us the opportunity really to be there for you. So any one of you who is really ready to share with us your finally New Year resolution process, just unmute yourself and take the stage.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, it's Hilary from South Africa.
Hello, Hilary.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm trying
You can
to
share your.
share.
First of all, you can start freestyle. Tell us about you, and then whenever you're ready, you can share the screen and take us through your process.
Okay.
And I'm inviting everyone. We are listening to Hilary. We are listening to what Hilary is sharing, but we are listening also to what Hilary is not sharing. And maybe we will be able to give her an insight. Maybe we will be able to make her a connection between what she's sharing and between her card, something that will be very valuable for her. And we will have the privilege to do it. So let's listen to Hilary. And if you have anything, maybe very logic that comes to you, or maybe very intuitive that comes to you, write it down, and I'm going to give you time also to relate to it. And Hilary, we are with you.
Thank you, Yaron. I'm Hilary. I'm from Johannesburg, South Africa, and thank you so much for the opportunity. So I have done my turning point 2019 in Bali, and just before the pandemic, and we all know how the story goes after that. So, and as a result of that, you know, with all the lockdowns and everything that has been happening in the country, have not really been able to progress as planned. And for some reason, I thought 2022 is the year that I was going to complete everything. But I don't know, it was just a difficult year for me. I think for most part of the year, I was just not in a good headspace. It's towards the end of the year where I started feeling alive again, and I'm so grateful for that. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and yeah, I would like to share.
But I have a question before you share. I have a question.
Yes.
If you need to explain yourself why the beginning of 2022 was still difficult and challenging, why was it? Can you pinpoint it? Why was it still not opening the way that you expected?
I've been trying to answer that question for the longest time, but I really have not been able to. I was just feeling always low, tired, sad, no energy. It's only, I think I started really coming around August. That's when I started exercising frequently, started being mindful of my diet. So I'm not sure. I wouldn't say I was not active before, but I just was lacking the energy to do it before the August time. So, and yeah, I think, I honestly don't know, because I thought it would be a better year because we are all recovering, trying to move on. Because despite the challenges of COVID, I'm grateful of the fact that I still had my job, all was still well, I was not adversely affected by the pandemic. But for some reason, the year that was supposed to be like, okay, everything is picking up, at a personal, level, I was just not there. So, and yeah.
Thank you, first of all, for sharing. And yes, please share with us your process and what are your...
Okay, this is my card. Can you see? Everyone can see?
Yes.
Thank you.
I can see.
All right. What do I want to take with me from 2022? And the first card that came is more, and I'm like, more? I'm not sure more of what. But I chose to not even change it, because so what I'm taking from the card, which is more, the word particularly is, I think for me, the message is, I have a tendency to believe that I'm coming from a position of lack. I can't, and there isn't much for me. So despite everything that has happened, there's still a whole lot more good things that have happened. I'm here, I'm still smiling despite everything. So even though sometimes I don't see the abundance of whether it's love or finances or anything, but this is just a reminder that there is always more, and I must always remember that, even though I may feel or think that there is lack or I don't have, I must just remember that there is always more. And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, there is more.
And the image?
The image is the red heart, which we all know heart is associated with love. And I must be honest, that's an area that I struggle with, and the personal level. And it's like, okay, so yeah, that's what I thought of. And I don't know, I was like, oh, by the way, in 2 months' time, Valentine is around the corner. That's why my head went to, and I don't know, it just made me smile. Okay. I don't know why.
Yeah. I have a question. Yes. First of all, again, thank you again for sharing and bringing yourself. I see the person in the image, on the way to lick the candy, the heart-shaped candy. My question to you, do you allow yourself, or did you allow yourself in 2022 to take what comes your way? Did you allow yourself to be on the dance floor and to play?
No. No, I did not. I really did not. And up until now, and especially from your question, I think I would honestly say I'm still closed.
Okay.
But yeah, so your question is actually.
And what needs to happen in order for you to be open and to take one step forward? What do you need to do it?
What do I need? I think I just need to let my guard down. Okay. And not, to let my guard down and really not be suspicious. And, I'm always like, oh, what's the catch? So I think I just need to let my guard down and, go with the flow.
Okay. I have something to share with you, but I'm waiting. I will wait later, but I have some observation. I'm waiting. I will come. I will let you move forward and I will share it with you later. Okay?
Okay. And then.
Thank you. So this is the first card. You are taking, yes. If I need to summarize the first card, your takeaway, it's to come to things in your life from a perspective of something that you already have, rather than to come it from a place where you are lacking, where you don't have enough, where you are not sure, when it's not. To come from a place that I have everything that I need. All my resources I have in me, I have around me. I'm full.
Yes.
Okay. And with the image, what you are taking with me, what we are taking with you from the image, it's to be more open, to let go of your guards, and to be open to participate in life. Maybe in something romantic because of the heart shape, but probably it's bigger than the romantic. It's an approach. How can you participate more in the celebration, in the party of life? Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's move to the next card. And again, everyone, if you have your own observation, an insight, or a message you want to give Hillary, soon you are going to have the time to do it. So you are going to be most welcome. Let's give Hillary all the love and support we can, points of view style. Yes, Hillary, we are moving to the next card.
Thank you. The next card, which is a dice, and what I want to leave behind. Again, it was the first card that popped up, and it's the word there is doubt. And I think that is very profound for me. I think one of the things that left me feeling so paralyzed in 2022, besides not having the energy and all of that, there was a lot of self-doubt. For some reason, it almost like I regressed in this year. So I doubted myself. I really participated where I absolutely had to, and any other time, I'm happy to just be quiet alone in my place. And there was a time where I was invited to an event, and I was asked to speak, and I somehow came up with an excuse not to, because for some reason, the doubt card actually really hit me. I must be honest. And I love that it is a dice that what I'm taking with the picture is that I need to be free to know that whatever that I'm feeling, I can always roll the dice, and any other, number or any other directive can come out of it. So I must not be stuck on the one side of life, which is like, I'm not feeling energetic and I'm just stuck there. So I must just continuously open myself up and roll the dice and see, okay, maybe the dice will say, okay, you've got energy today, go run. So just open myself up and not be stuck.
I have a question. What is the most significant price you paid for this doubt in your life? What is the thing that you say, this is the biggest price I'm paying for this?
I think it's still the joy. I stopped doing the things that made me happy. I really, like I say, I only did what was absolutely necessary. The things that I know makes me happy, for some reason, didn't interest me. And I think I lost out on that. The, feeling that joy that makes me feel alive. Yeah.
Okay. And I have one more question. What do you think about the colors of your card, that it's monochromatic, a kind of black and white? How does it connect to what you want to leave behind into your life, into 2022?
Okay, I think it's a safe color, black and white. I like to play it safe. So that's
Why?
one thing. The one thing that I need to leave behind is playing it safe. Take more chances in life.
Why does it mean to you to play safe, this black and white, or why does it mean this is the interpretation you make?
If we think of color and in fashion, most people who like bold, bright colors, people who are seen to be confident to can go for such colors and rock it. So like I will always go for neutral colors because it's almost like I don't want to be seen. I just don't want to be somewhere quietly there. So that's one interpretation that I would have of the nice quiet color. Between the first and the second picture, the one that stands out, the one that will be memorable is the first one. There is red there. It stands out. So and that is why the second one, I see it as just playing it safe. It's there. Once you turn your eyes away, you will forget of it.
Okay. Okay, great. And the third card?
Okay, this is what I want to my 2023 to be like, which is very interesting. Is like, what me? Like, but I'm looking at that the picture. That is bold. That is daring. Walking on a tightrope like that is like, wow. And it excited me because it reminded me of a time where I like to try different things, something that I haven't done in the longest time. And I think it is time to get back to that childlike curiosity that I know I have, that has been buried very deep inside me for the longest time. And fly, I just see it as it is. Like, I think it's time for me to fly. And like, I just love I'm afraid of heights, by the way, but I just love that picture that you say, now is time to just let go of being, playing it safe and just enjoy life and be free. So that is me.
First of all, see, I don't know if you know this, your energy, your vibes. From the third card, all the time you are smiling and you are enjoying, and there is juiciness, and there is a completely different vibe between the third card and the other cards. And again, this card is about taking the chance there. Amazing. I have a question. What if you can express this state of mind of daring in 2023, of doing something new, something that will excite you? Again, you don't have to commit to it. You don't have to do anything, but do you have anything in mind that you would like to do in 2023 that will express this card and this visual?
Yes, for the longest time, I'm working as a learning and development manager, which I love, but my passion is coaching. And from the time I've been certified as a life coach, doing my points of view, I've been wanting to start my coaching business. So that is the one thing that in 2023, even though I will still be doing parallel to my job, this is the year that I intend to have paying clients for my coaching business. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing. And saying it out loud, it's a big deal.
Yes.
Wow.
Thank you.
Okay. First of all, again, Hilary, wow, it's beautiful to hear you and to see you and to feel you through your story in a very gentle way. So thank you for giving us the chance to be here with you. I have some things to share with you, but before that, anyone, is there anything you want to tell Hilary? It can be just showing your love or identification for the same situation. It can be an observation, a connection, whatever you want. If anybody wants to say something, just unmute yourself, and I'm sure Hilary would love to hear your point of view. So, anyone?
Good morning, Hilary.
Hello. Hi, Joan.
Hi. You're speaking my story. Like, I was writing down what you were saying because you were basically speaking my journey, and I was grateful for that. And I would like to say to both of us, we got this.
We got this.
Yes.
And we deserve, it is our birthright to fly. That's why we were sent from our ancestors, was to fly, not to
Yes.
walk. So, and then I have a book that was helpful for me, Shonda Rhimes' book, A Year of Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
A
beautiful.
Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. If you can get that, it is joyful, it's funny, it's a conversation. Yeah, and because she speaks about, you know how successful she is, but she speaks about doing the same thing we do, which is playing it safe and staying home, and really kind of comparing herself to some other time. But we know how successful she is and how we've benefited from her creativity. We cannot wait any longer for your coaching business. I will
Yes.
sign up.
Thank
I'm
you.
serious. I'm serious. I will.
Thank you. Thank you, Joe.
Because for serious. And I think that A Year of Yes would be a great book for you to read. It is a story of a Black woman who is successful, who has given so much to the world. And that's what your journey and my journey is. So I offer you that, and I know you will do it.
Thank you. Much
Thank you,
appreciated.
John. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, who else? Just unmute yourself. Enrique,
Yeah.
or you were going to say something?
Yes, I want to share something you suggested, because I had the same card, and you suggested another point of view, which is to add a no. So another way to see this is no doubt.
No doubt.
No doubts to deal with.
Yes.
So,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kike.
Thank you, Enrique. Yes, anybody else? Freestyle.
Okay. Hi, Hillary.
Hi,
I have a
Benjamin.
question. Hi.
Yes.
I have thank you for sharing your story and really peeling away all the outside so we saw inside what was happening. I have a question for you. When I look at these cards, the two end cards are full of color. And the first card does have dark behind it. And the middle card, as you described, is black and white and grays. And I was just wondering what you might put in place to address the washed out color that comes once in a while. How will you keep the color then flowing back in?
Wow. I think it's just a question of when the dark, the gray time comes, just to remind myself that or measure the time that I spend in the gray and the dark, so that I don't spend like as much time I think that I did spend this year really dwelling in that, gray, dark space. It's only, like I said, towards the end of the year where I started feeling like I'm here, I'm alive, and I feel good, and I can move, I have energy. So I think I need to be mindful of the time that I spend in that, because I think life will always throw dark gray colors at us. And there's always a lesson to learn in it. So I just need to manage myself and make sure I don't spend as much time as, question like, why am I here? Why am I feeling this? What can I do to move to the the colorful side of life, so that, try to create that balance and be intentional about it. And because I think, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Maybe a question that's a caveat to this one.
Yes.
To be more precise, can you identify something specific that you can do in the moments that you recognize the color is washing out and the grays have set in? and perhaps something that you would add to your coaching practice for those that experience the very same kind of ebb and flow of life in their life.
Yeah.
Something
Okay.
specific.
Yeah, what I tend to do, maybe give an example of, having had a bad day in the office where, I don't know, whatever challenge that, come with the office. And I don't have a chance to speak to the person or address the matter. And I would find myself spending the rest of the day, or maybe even, the whole weekend, being miserable because of something like that. Whether I had control over it or not, but I will just be stuck in that. So like what I need to do is whenever I'm faced with such, if I can call the person, iron things out, or if I cannot talk to the person, or I choose not to talk to I need to find a way. One thing that I know it helps me, if I write things down, to release it. So I need to do that. I have not been doing that, I must be honest. I'll be hanging and lingering on that. So like I need to do that, and also do the one thing that I know clears my head when I go for a walk or a hike. Be intentional about doing those things. So like what I will do, I will be sitting and thinking, well, why would they do this? And I just, dig myself deeper into the situation. And I just need to be intentional about, getting myself out of it.
Great. So in summary, I hear you saying that, Hillary, that you can go someplace to write, and also that you would take a walk out in nature.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wilma.
I just want to say something quickly. Sorry, Yaron. I'm in Joburg, and anyone knows Joburg is the hustle of South Africa. But 10 kilometers from my house, there's a very nice nature reserve that I've discovered this year. So it helped me. Like that's what I started doing in August. So
we hope to come visit this beautiful piece of land. Hopefully, maybe do a retreat over there.
Yes, I take you up on that offer, and I will make it happen.
Good, I'm in. I want to give you also something, my point of view, and again, maybe afterwards somebody else would like to share, then that would be great. I want to tell you what I noticed from what you shared. One, you were speaking in the beginning that this year wasn't as expected, and it started not, and the energy and the feelings, and then something happened towards the end of the year. What I identify that again, this is my own interpretation, I don't know if I'm right. I think that in August, like you said, you started to make an active change in your nutrition, in your sport. And I think that probably a few weeks, few months afterwards, like towards the end of the year, you are starting to feel the change.
Yes.
And it's connecting also to your story. What I'm taking from you, from your story, it's that, and also from what you share right now with Wilhelmina, that sometimes again, this is my own observation. I'm not sure this is only one, that you are staying in your own head and you are stuck over there, and then you are going into loops and digging your hole deeper and deeper, and it's a never-ending story, and it's draining your energy, it's draining your motivation, it's entering your optimism, and it's like one thing leads to another. And I think what I'm sensing from you is there is something about committing yourself, about putting yourself on the dance floor. Even if you are not sure that you know how to dance, even if you're not sure if somebody is going to ask you to dance, even if you don't know that you're going to like the music or not, but there is a big statement and importance for you to put yourself on the dance floor. I think that once you are willing to show up and to say something out loud, how you feel, and just to put yourself over there, this is where things will start to change. And you did it in 2022. I don't know why you did it and how you did it, but going and deciding to start and work on sport, you made a shift, an active shift.
Mm-mm.
So, and again, when I saw the last photograph of the card, when somebody's flying, and there is an action, there is a doing, something over there, your whole energy, your whole vibe changed. And I think this willingness of throwing you into the water, no matter what, I think it's a big deal for you.
You're spot on. You're so spot on. I'm glad I actually put myself out there and shared, because I had that, like, no, don't, just wait a little, you know, like somebody will share. You don't have to. But something in me pushed me, and I was like, okay, I've got nothing to lose, and I'm glad I did that. Thank you so much. Thank you for
but
the
this is very important, because this is an observation for you, Hillary. My sense, there is something bigger than you at the moment in your life that is driving you. I think it drives you to do something in August. I think it drove you to be the first one, because it's not something obvious for you, especially with what you're sharing. But I think what you need to feel is that there is something bigger inside of you that is taking care of you, and that is he or she knows what right for you, and they are, throwing you, pushing you forward. So just remember it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really need to listen and open myself for the universe when it guides me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone, if anybody else wants to relate to Hillary, that's great. Or if you want to bring briefly to share with us your takeaway, your insight, whatever, then this is your time. Anyone?
Yes. Can I
Yes,
share?
of course.
Yes. So this is my courageous time. And I'm so happy that to be reconnected with point of view. And my name is Mabel, and I come from Hong Kong. And I still feel the DNA of all the point of view, energies, passions, love inside me. And thank you for bringing Shani to me yesterday, which I decided to join tonight. So, yeah, so this is courageous for me. And I want to share the cards. This is my first card. And this is the card that I feel fascinated as well, because last year, adversity year, actually is my motivation years. I keep on with the inner child with me, and I feel very connected with different kind of friends. And including tonight, I meet a lot of friends all over the world. So my living space is smaller, but my virtual area is bigger, that I can never thought of seeing each other over different places, whatever colors. So I feel the world even bigger, and my friendships expand even further with point of view leading my journey. And so this is what I want to leave behind.
Mm-hmm.
And what I noticed is about the bridge. And I realized that I'm burning by bridges, especially old bridges. Old thinking, old business, even burning the bridges about some of my misconceptions about new generations. Some of the new generation, what they do and how they react to the world, I might not agree, but somehow I want to leave behind this kind of differences and put my connections with the new generation, new age, new time of the world. So I need to burn old bridges.
I have a question, maybe. What does it mean for you to burn your bridges? What does it mean for you to burn your bridges? What does it represent?
It represents I left behind the old thinking of mine, old thinking of practice. Don't get myself stuck in certain kind of expectations of how the world should be, what living should be, you know, all those should be things, I have to burn the bridges.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to have my new capacity coming up.
And I have another
And-
question.
Yes.
Burning the bridges has prices. It means that in some cases, maybe some relationship will end up, maybe some people are not going to be very comfortable with you burning the bridges, and it might arouse anger and pain. Might. Are you willing to pay the price? Is that something you are taking into consideration and you are willing to face?
Well, I don't think so. I don't, the kind of burning the bridge have its positive sense and also have its negative sense. So bridges seems to be, you know, connecting, but somehow to my understanding, the kind of, it's not about the relationship. I never burn away my relationship. So I make friends a lot. I don't have enemies, and I don't think that's, you know, if anyone don't like about me, will be, you know, a big deal.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm at the beaches doesn't mean the connection with people. No, it's just the old way of thinking, old way of living, the old way of you know, not to do this and not to do that. So
Great.
so
Clear.
so if I burn the old bridges, I have more connections, more networking, more open-minded, and more creative. And that's what I see it. The last card that I want to invite to my journey. This is obvious, and this is in black and white, and this is a newspaper. And actually, over this year, I have been doing a lot on the midlife crisis. People getting retired, turning to a new phase. And yeah, so I have been writing a lot on my Facebook, on my blog, on my website. I try to put myself into the challenge to be not just a physical connection, it's a kind of spiritual connections for my writing so that I can comfort them, give them encouragement. So I do a lot in coaching and also on online. And this is a challenge to me because on my bucket list, I do want to write a book. All right, but it's just too stressful, and I don't know whether there's anyone buying books now. You know, it's all ebook and whatsoever, and I don't know how to publish. But I just keep on writing and writing and writing and writing. So this is really my bucket list. A lot of stretches. If anybody know how to write a book, please help me. Please help me. Let me clean up my bucket. And then also, I also want to take this chance to invite point of view member, especially in all over the places. If you are interested to have a free coaching sections to share what I'm doing on you know, midlife crisis, you know, retirement, you know, coming to golden age, Facebook me. I will send the link, and then we will find a time and let's get the magic moments come together. So this is what my year 2022 and 2023. I hope I can have these writing come into existence. And also I have to thank you, Yaron. You know, last year the vision board, when you kick off, I do kick off, and I do 30 students over like 6 vision boards. And then I still keeping them. And I promised them that by the end of the year, which is this couple of weeks, I'm going to reconnect with them. And maybe I will copy what you are doing tonight and pay
Welcome.
it forward. Pay it
Yes.
forward. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And so nice to see everybody here.
Thank you, Mabel.
And
And I have a feeling one day I will get in my mail a book with a signature and with a special dedication. I'm waiting for it, dear Mabel.
Okay.
Thank you. And again, I want to acknowledge what you are doing, the invitation of the tribe members to be a part. This is the magic of the tribe. So find a way to do opportunities together and to bring ideas into life. And in January, we are going to have a tribe gathering. We are going to share with you some few things we are working on, new developments. And again, the tribe members are going to be a part of it. So I'm not going to tell you all about it today. I'm going to tell you in January.
Okay.
Okay.
I can wait
Before
for that.
yes, I will keep you posted, and we'll send you afterwards the link also, so you can sign up for the tribe gathering. We have not only some exciting news, we have also a beautiful artist, musician, that we play his music also in some of our retreats and programs, and it's going to be amazing. We'll tell you all about it later. Thank you,
Okay.
Mabel. Marek, maybe you can share with us a story before I'm going to do a closure.
Sure, I would love to. So, from the magical book, of course. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. And these are the words of Nelson Mandela to the card Light, which is our theme for this month.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark, and so relevant. If not for ourselves, to do it for our loved ones, to give them the right to be who they are. Sometimes it's make it easier for us to go all the way for other people. Thank you for this beautiful reminder. First of all, do you have any questions about flow, about anything, points of view, anything you want to ask? Then please. Practical questions, technical questions, professional questions. How do we get the deck? Lior is going to, our team here are going to send you an email in the end of the session with a discount, so you are able to, and we have Shani, by the way, here from the HQ team here, that you can contact her directly, and you are going to get a link, so you will be able to purchase it in a discounted price. And of course, for those of you who didn't attend yet a creative practice, in creative practice, we really learn how to use flow and faces more in depth. A creative practice is a part of our academy. This is how you can become a points of view certified facilitator and then facilitate yourself points of view workshop, including Hello Flow workshop. Most of you here, I think, already graduates of level 1, level 2, level 3, which is amazing. Thank you for that. Again, we are going to have some exciting news in January in the tribe gathering, because we are going to offer you a free support system ongoing in marketing, in sales, in business development, and to work with you closely. But again, I will tell you all about it in January. I just want to let you know that we have some exciting things coming up. First of all, we have Points of Me, which is our master program on February, closed, sold out, finished. So we are very excited. We are going to have another date, hopefully in the end of the year. Again, we'll tell you later. We have a retreat in Israel, in my most beautiful and location that I love the most, in the desert. I know that we have some participants here that are going to come to the retreat in Israel. So the retreat, it's like really something very different from the academy. This is about the spirit of points of view. This is something that is really all about very powerful and deep experiences. We are going to do it also around nature. So we are using a lot nature as a part of the medicine process. And for those of you who love points of view and you really want to take it to the next level, I really hope that you are going to be able to make it, because the retreats are wow. And we have many more things planned. We have Turning Point program in Poland, in Vietnam, in Thailand, in USA. So I really hope to have the chance to meet you guys face to face somewhere here in Israel, maybe. That would be great. For those of you who are going to come in March, by the way, it's the birthday time of Points of View. It's still a surprise, don't tell anything, but we are going to do also some kind of a birthday with the Israeli tribe, together with the people that are coming to the retreat. It's a secret, don't tell. And again, I hope maybe one of you will be able to come. If this is something that is relevant and you have a calling, talk with Shani from our HQ team, tell her what you need in order to come. We can help you with anything from payments, whatever you need in order for you to come and really to use this retreat to do a kickstart of your life and really take care of you very deep. This is it. I want to do a summary, and then we are going to do something very special. We are going to light a candle together. So me and Lior here in the office, in a minute, we are going to do it with you. Before we do it, please, if you can just take a moment and summarize for yourself in a word or in a one sentence, what is your takeaway from today? What are you taking with you from today about your 2022, about your 2023? You can write it in the chat, you can say it out loud, but just write down anything that, that you are taking with you from today. To fly without doubt. Yes, Sean, thank you. Believe. Yes. Write it down, say it out loud. What are you taking with you from today? No denial, better understand how to use flow, courage, presence, yes, dance, woo! Alignment, the power of reciprocity, beautiful, be myself. 22 was a great year, and I'm thanks to Points of View giving me so much flow and more to come. Yes, Corinne, I am enough. Hillary, yes, you are enough, big time. Anybody else? Yes, embrace surprises, go my way. Reciprocity, flow. Thank you, Yaron and all the tribe. Thank you, Ofra. More connected. Jump. Yes, energize. Amazing. Very best wishes for 2023. Great. So, Lior, let's do a light candle. So, first of all, again, thank you everyone so much for coming, for being such an amazing partner in this journey, and for bringing yourself. So we are going to do, I don't know if any one of you had the chance to do a candlelight so far. Lior is here with me in the office. The rest of the team is online. So we have the Chanukiah here. Okay, today we are going to light 2 candles. And we always make a blessing. First of all, again, the Chanukiah, the meaning of it, and this is what I want all of us, including myself, to take. It's about miracles. What happened is that a few thousand years ago, a miracle happened. Something that wasn't meant to be, that nobody believed, happened. And this holiday comes to remind all of us that our miracles are all around us. They are always here. We just have to be available to see them and to acknowledge them and to believe in them. So I'm telling all of us, you know, all of us had some challenges for sure this year. Not everything worked out the way that we want, but everything is possible for 2023. Things can change like that. So just a reminder that the miracles are here. Lior, this is Lior, my friend, my partner and COO, and he's taking care of lots of things that you don't see behind the scene, but this guy is taking care of them all the time, 24/7.
Hello, everybody. We're just gonna bless. I'm gonna do it in Hebrew. So we have 2 blessings. Okay, one is for the mitzvah of lighting a candle. Okay, and the second one is thank you for God that did some miracles to our ancestors. and help us to get where we are. And we will start, okay? And when I finish one bless, you just have to say amen. You can unmute yourself. It's relevant to everybody, and just to say amen.
Yeah, that would be great if you can unmute yourself, and when the time to say amen, if you will not understand, I will tell you amen, and we will say it together. And again, it's all about thanking God to bring light into our life and acknowledging that the miracles are knocking on our doors, and we only need to choose to open the door for them.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו להדליק נר של חנוכה.
Amen.
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 אלוהינו מלך העולם שעשה ניסים לאבותינו וישראל
Amen.
Opa.
I wish that this light will light all of you and your life and your spirits, and we are here for you. Thank you very much for this amazing session. We bless you from here. If you want to do a closure, or this was
that was the closure. And again, to tell all of you, thank you very much for being such a light in our lives, for being an amazing partners, for paying it forward, for spreading love all around the world. This is what we are doing, guys. It's amazing, and I feel privileged to be a part of this beautiful movement. So thank you very much. Sending you lots of love and light.
Thank you.
מה, אתה רוצה
Thank you.
להתחיל?
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
ביי,
Thank
יוש,
you.
סלמת.
Bye.
תודה.
Bye.
סלם. אריגטו. גרסיאס.
Bye bye.
Love you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Merci. Au revoir.
Merci beaucoup.
Corinne.